Hi, welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Virgo. I apologize if it took too long. It feels like it's only a week ago that I did the other 4 readings, but it feels like it's such a long time ago. Anyway, Virgo, please remember time is fluid. And this reading could resonate now. You could be in this energy at the moment. It could have occurred already, or it could still occur. Time is fluid. It's a human constraint invented by humans. That's why I don't want to put like timestamps and stuff and like that on my readings. And this energy could be yours. It could be people that you interact with in your work relationships, in personal relationships. It could be your own thoughts and journeys, or whatever it is that you're currently experiencing. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This reading may not resonate with all Virgos, okay? Okay, so let's just start with the reading. Same deck as always. Calmer music. What do you want the Virgo to know, universe? Cosmic Mother, Cosmic Father, Ascended Master, Spiritual Guides, Spiritual Healers, Providers, and Protectors. Whatever you resonate as to my viewers, what do you want Virgo to know today? I already pre-shuffled the cards, so I'm not going to shuffle it a lot. Okay. What do you want Virgo to know today? Okay. Excuse for the this noise is distracting in the background. It's a wind that's blowing, and I'm like on eggshells here with this reading, because when the wind is this severe in South Africa or in Cape Town, we usually have a lot of power failures. So there's a lot of noise outside, and I hope it doesn't interfere. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing. Okay, so excuse me if my voice, I'm going to try and speak as loudly as possible. Okay, and I cannot do the readings during the day because there's a lot of construction going on outside. These people building a new house on the opposite plot of land where I live, and usually there's a lot of noise in the background as well. Anyway, this is the bottom of the deck, the 5 of Wands. I was just thinking now which deck I should use to. I think I should use the Land Sky Oracle. I'm going to draw an Oracle card now. Sorry about that. Okay. Here it is. What do you want? What messages do you want to allow to come through for Virgo today? I'm like seriously stressed out about this wind, because this would mean there would be no electricity and I can't see myself when I record. So let's just hope the weather gets extremely severe in Cape Town. And if there's like smoke swirling here in front of me. It's just incense that I'm burning, okay? So what does the universe want? This is the card that came through, attachment and aversion. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, it says attachment and aversion. And this is the bottom of the deck was the Five of Wands. And I can clearly see the message that wants to come through now. Virgo. Okay. Before I get to the reading, attachment usually occurs. Attachment and aversion are the two main causes for our suffering in this world. Okay. So you will see the card is very rigid. So it's got to do with your emotional and your mental state, obviously, this reading. And attachment usually occurs when we have a pleasurable experience and we constantly want to experience this pleasurable experience that somebody maybe created for us, or a situation or circumstance was created and it created a pleasurable circumstance. Obviously, when you would want to continuously be in the presence of something that reminds you of pleasure, of happiness, etc. Okay? And joy. That's the attachment part. And usually when you attach yourself to a situation, circumstance, people, outcome of something, this causes suffering because you've created attachment and pleasurable feelings to that situation, circumstance, or person. As for aversion, is the total opposite. Aversion is usually something that you're trying to avoid. For instance, you had a failed relationship and you're scared of getting hurt again, and you're trying to avoid situations where you're not going to experience that again. Okay, so you're trying to avoid a situation. So that is also, and of trying to avoid it, you have to understand that regardless of what happens to us, it's part of our life cycle. Like I told, I can't remember, but which reading it was. I think it was the Capricorn reading where I said our life has cycles. And as soon as we realize that these cycles are never ending, it's continuously, it's almost like a karmic patterns continuously repeats itself until we learn the lesson. And if we don't, it's going to come back again and we're going to have to learn it eventually. And this is a major lesson to learn, because this is the two main things that causes suffering for us here on this earthly plane that we live in. Like I said, at the bottom of the deck, it's the Five of Wands. Excuse me. And if I look at the Five of Wands here in this reading, Virgo, I just see the attachment and aversion. I explained it. You will see today this card, these rats here sneaking up on the stage, represents creeping thoughts to me. Intrusive thoughts that you don't want to have, possibly. I'm really stressed out about this wind. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear it. You will see this woman, she's painting the person there is dancing, and she's painting the dancer, a portrait. But if you look at the dancer and you look at the portrait itself, you will see it's almost like an abstract painting. Abstract paintings usually doesn't represent reality, okay? to me, it almost represents distorted thoughts or distorted images of. Okay, it's almost like how can I explain this? I don't know how to explain this to you, but I think it's almost like you have distorted thought patterns, but you when you look at your outside, I would say this could be your life, right? And this image here is the distorted pattern that she's trying to draw. It's almost like something that you are trying to avoid or not try. You're trying not to face this. It's something that's in your thoughts, something that's in your mental state, and it's possibly distorted not mental patterns, but possibly distorted thoughts that could create negative mental patterns. Okay. Okay, you start off the reading with the Three of Coins. And today in the reading, the Three of Coins to me represents, you will see there, the Three of Coins represents somebody who is possibly, I don't know why the word deceptive comes up, but deceptive isn't necessarily a bad thing. Deceptive can mean it's possibly when I say it's your thoughts that create this with, okay, aversion, attachment, and aversion to a situation or a circumstance. The distinct feeling I get, Virgo, is that you are in a situation that you don't want to be in, basically. I get the distinct feeling you're in a situation that you don't want to be in. And this causes a great deal of emotional or a mental, there's no mental clarity at the moment for you. And the reason why I'm saying this is almost like it's followed by the Fool card. And I get the distinct feeling with the Fool card. It's almost like you were propelled into this energy, but not willingly. Okay? This is the distinct feeling I get. You were propelled into this full energy, but you were propelled into it unwillingly. And it's almost like a decision that the universe made for you. Okay? The Three of Coins to me represents it's almost like somebody who is in a you see there, this woman you saw this card before in previous readings, but this woman and this man, like I said, it's in the previous reading I said it's a lack of communication, but today it comes across as a lack of mental clarity. Okay? And this lack of mental clarity, or you could have been placed in a situation, like I said, the Fool card represents to me today that you were placed in a situation that it's almost like you were propelled into this energy of the Fool, but not willingly. This is followed by the Three of Cups. This is a beautiful card. Very beautiful card. You will see one of the cups is, it fell over and the water is spilling out, which indicates to me you are, like I said, you were propelled into the full energy unwillingly, and it's almost like you're concentrating on, because of this aversion and attachment, okay? It's almost like you're concentrating on how you want things to be instead of how things really are, basically, okay? Because you're concentrating on the cups that spilled over, but you're not concentrating on the ones that are still there, that's left, okay? It's almost like you already have all this beauty in your life, all the substance and all these amazing things you already have in your life, but it's almost like you were propelled into a situation. I get the distinct feeling, I don't know why, but this could be a collective reading for everyone, because it's almost like this situation with the pandemic has caused people to, lots of people lost their jobs, lots of people were propelled into situations where they possibly had to make career changes or changes in their businesses, etc. So this is the kind of energy with the Fool card that I get. It's almost like you were propelled into an energy, and you're concentrating on the things that didn't pan out the way that you wanted it to. Okay? Instead of seeing the other possibilities and the beauty of the other possibilities, you concentrating on the cups that spilled, the one cup, and you still have two left. Okay? The triangle here in the card also represents spirituality to me, which also indicates to me, Virgo, that, and this is possibly something that's very difficult for a Virgo, because you are earth sign. You're very practical, very analytical, and that's probably why you're in your head as much as you are. And this energy that propelled you, or this whatever propelled you into this full energy or this new journey, it's almost like I get the distinct feeling you're fighting this flow, hence the rigidness of this card. You're fighting this specific journey that the universe is trying to guide you into. Okay? And that's why you are in this energy, because you're fighting it. You're avoiding it, because it's almost like you feel you don't want something to happen that already happened. It's like you don't want the past to repeat itself. Okay? Because there are some things that you fear that happened in the past. And I'll give it, I don't know. I think the strongest one standing out here is the aversion instead of the attachment. But okay, let's go with both. Then the next card is the Four of Swords. It's like I said, you were propelled into this energy, possibly unwillingly. Something that is almost like the universe decided, okay, this is the route that you need to take. With the Four of Swords, there's a Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Four of Swords is followed by the Seven of Swords, and this clearly indicates to me, Virgo, that you are not in a clear mental state at the moment. You could be possibly be in your head a lot about a lot of things. And the reason why you're in your head is because you're a Virgo, you're very analytical, you want to control everything, and you want things to go in a certain way. And if things don't go in a certain way, it possibly makes you feel insecure in some way, I don't know. As soon as you understand what the root cause of this, I get the distinct feeling you have a root chakra issue. Your root chakra could possibly be blocked, Virgo. Your root chakra has to deal with fears. Okay, you could have unknown fears of how our fears usually stem from possibly stuff that we experienced when we were younger, in our years when we were children, because most trauma that we experience stems from our childhood, or most of our experiences that we have and that we take throughout our life experiences, it stems from our childhood, and it's childhood to heal. Okay, childhood trauma that we need to heal as grown-ups, in other words, in order for us to move forward in life. So you could have a root chakra, underlying fear of something that you're scared of that's going to repeat itself, or you could have a situation where you possibly craving or wanting an experience, and you're not currently having that experience, or hence the attachment, okay, and the aversion that I just spoke about earlier. This is followed by the Ace of Swords. This clearly indicates to me that you are the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Cups. You're all over the place in your head. All over the place in your head with this. Usually the Seven of Cups represents somebody who is has a myriad of cups, or a lot of cups with a lot of choices. But to me, this represents, with the sword, Ace of Swords, and this card together, it represents somebody who's in the head. And this person is in turmoil in the head. This is followed by the Hermit card. The Hermit is a major arcana card. With all these swords here, Four of Swords, Seven of Swords, Ace of Swords, thoughts, mental situation. The cups as well. Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, emotions. So, and then there's the coins, Three of Coins. Okay, this clearly indicates to me that you're not happy about the situation in your life, or you were placed in a situation that you're not happy about. This specific situation that occurred to you, Virgo, is something that the universe allowed to happen in your life. Sometimes we don't have control over things that happen, and we have to accept it, and we have to learn to go with the flow with it. If you're constantly going to fight with whatever you feel, even your thoughts, if you have it, okay, if you have these negative thoughts or whatever it is that's in your head, okay, there are a lot of things that you can do to avert it. And the greatest way to avert it, or the best way to avert it, is when you start being mindful about what you think. In other words, observe your thoughts. Okay? It's almost like somebody, you look at yourself, and it's almost like you're on a TV screen, and you look at yourself from an outside perspective. In other words, you study your thoughts, and as soon as you have those negative thoughts, you try to understand where it's stemming from, and you try to analyze it and try to work through it. Okay, this is a major arcana card, the Hermit card, and the Hermit card clearly indicates to me that if this is a situation that placed you in this hermit mode where you this is necessary. That solitary confinement, if I can put it that way, or that I wouldn't say confinement. You possibly feel it's solitary confinement. That's why these words are coming up. You're in this hermit stage now, and you feel like you were forced into the situation unwillingly. Things happen to us because it has to happen to us. You have to learn something from this, Virgo. I know it's difficult and you don't always want to hear this, but unfortunately, this is how life is. And you have to use this major arcana lesson to work through this mental state of yours. Try to see the beauty of what you already have in life. It's almost like count your blessings because you already have it. It's just you were placed in a situation where you crave something. You crave an experience, or I distinctly get the feeling that you crave an experience that you never had or want to have, and you were placed forcibly in a situation where it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. Okay? Every uh, full journey, Virgo, as cliche as it may sound, as annoying as it may sound, even I get annoyed when stuff happens. And I may do a reading for myself, and I may see stuff in there, and I would say to myself, really? Like, seriously, really? Do I really have to go through this again? Unfortunately, yes. Sorry. Really sorry, but that's how things are. And sometimes we tend to make it more than it is. We make it such a huge issue, and it's not even that huge. I don't know who I'm talking to here in this reading. But to me, when I look at this reading, this is someone who's in the head a lot, okay? About a specific situation that didn't go in the way that they wanted it to go. And they refuse to see the cups that they already have and the blessings that they already have, and all they need to do is use this experience or this specific full journey that they're going through at the moment to the advantage. In so many ways you can do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a material way, but you can grow so much spiritually if you use it. Okay, if this is a man that I'm doing a reading for, a Virgo male, I don't think men are so much into spirituality like we are as women. I don't know. I may be wrong. Okay, I may be wrong. But if I look at it from a 3D perspective of the world that we're currently living in, and I don't want to generalize, but men have a very, and let's get to the next card. You have the next card is a judgment card, and this is also a major arcana card. And I want you to look closely to the card, and I'm going to get to the message that I was just trying to tell you. You will see in the card there's an angel that has a banner, black banner. The black banner represents, black color represents transformation, rebirth, reincarnation, spiritual reincarnation. The yellow cross represents materialism. Okay. The people rising up to the angel represents, there's a woman, she represents the lunar, passive lunar force of the woman, and there's the male, he represents the active solar force of the male counterpart, and then the child represents the rebirth of humanity's consciousness. And you also can consider this, and I also consider this as the Holy Trinity, whether the ordinary or organized religion consider it as the Holy Ghost, Father and the Holy Ghost, okay. The Holy Trinity, okay, I can't remember. Okay, Father and the Holy Ghost and Jesus, okay, the Holy Trinity. But this is what the Holy Trinity in the esoteric sense really means. It's a male solar force, the active force, the female lunar force, passive force, and the child represents the rebirth of humanity and its consciousness. And this is the second last card of the major arcana. And to me, I cannot help but feel that this is a major lesson that you, or a major karmic lesson that you need to learn, is to let go. Learn to let go and flow with life. Accept things as they are. You cannot control everything. You have to understand that. We cannot control everything, Virgo. Let it go. Because you're creating unnecessary stress, turmoil, and mental confusion and unhappiness for yourself. Use this hermit stage to reflect and grow spiritually. Use it to understand yourself better. You have to understand. And as soon as people realize this, there is a very significant correlation between your mental state, your inner being, and your outer world. If in your outer world could be anything. It could be the type of people that you attract yourself to. It could be the environment that you live in, etc. Lots of us live in environments that we feel we didn't choose. I understand that. Okay? I understand that fully. It almost makes me think of, let me make an example. Recently on YouTube a few months ago, the local radio station here in Cape Town, Heart 104.9, this is not free advertising for them. They started on YouTube channel a middle billing, which is derived from the TV program Top Billing, okay? And it clearly represents the hood life of many colored people in the Western Cape and the beautiful houses that they built in the ghetto, basically. And this is beautiful to me because it basically explains to me that regardless of what your circumstances are, or what your situation is that you're placed in, what you make of it. That's important. It's your perspective of things, Virgo. You need to change your perspective, and if you want to change your perspective, you have to change what you think. And when you change your thinking, you will change your feelings automatically. Okay? So get out of your head. Your last card is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is it's a card of action, movement, fast action and fast movement. And this clearly indicates to me, if you do the work here, this will lead you to great opportunities. And this detour, I want to say this fool created a detour in your life. Okay, this detour will lead you here if you trust it. You just need to let go and trust the process. Okay, that's your reading for today, Virgo. I'm going to draw a last card. I already draw, but I feel I need to draw another card. Okay, I'm looking for where is it? Okay, I'm looking for my other deck, but it's okay. Okay. Okay, Virgo, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't know what else to tell you. Maybe this will tell you what you need to know. Willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. I don't know what that is implying to you, okay? So, there are many ways you can, I cannot off the back think of something. But there are a lot of ways that you can reduce your stress. Exercise, walks, connecting with nature, whatever. You know what your likes and dislikes are, okay? Anyway, this is your reading for today, Virgo. Please take care.